Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Rotimi. How was your night?
Hello, are we there?
Yes, we are here. Good morning, Mr.
Yes, so Mr. Shola
Let me
is here.
ask
Good
again.
morning,
Can
sir.
you
How was
hear
your night?
me?
How is your
Can hear you very loud and clear. Good morning, sir.
All right,
Loud
thank
and
you. Thank you, Architect Mike. So I
good
believe
morning,
others too
Ogaro
should
Timo.
be able to hear me. I want to welcome us to another trading day. Today is Thursday, the 14th of March, 2024. Good morning, Samuel Ukemena. Good morning, Mr. Shuban Dewasiu, and to every other person on the platform. It's a new day, another opportunity to make money in the global financial markets. Now, we'll take a look briefly at our fundamentals, then we'll check our technicals to see if there's any technical setup. Actually, there are, so let's just get started. So today is a dollar day. Everything today is just a dollar. No other news from any other country. I have to filter to be sure. So I'm checking the filter on my Forex factory. Nothing has been filtered off. So today is solely dedicated to the United States. So by 1:30 p.m. we have the core PPI, we have the retail sales, we have the PPI monthly, we have retail sales again, and the unemployment claims. Now, all these events, many of them are not really related. So it's possible for us to have a scenario where there could be conflict. But before going to all that, let's just check the details to have an idea of what these events are. Like copy PI, let's check the detail. Copy PI measures the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. And the usual effect, actual greater than forecast, is good for the currency. And for core retail sales is a change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. And actual greater than forecast is equally good for the currency. Uh, PPIMM, that's monthly, means a change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers. Again, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. The retail sales is change in the total value of sales at the retail level. Actual greater than forecast is equally good for the currency. And finally, unemployment claims. The number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. Actual less than forecast is good for the currency. So because of this, we're going to be looking at, some of them, actual greater than forecast is good, while for the last one, unemployment claims, actual less than forecast is good for the currency. So we're going to be focusing on the colors. Now, take note, all these events are going to happen at the same time, 5 of them in all. So a lot of volatility is expected on the dollar today. So, and that's 1:30 p.m. is not too far away. It's just up to 8 now. In some 5 hours, this event will be released. So there's a possibility that even the dollar. Okay, Madam Wanaji says that my voice is breaking. Is any other
No,
person
Your
experiencing
voice is
that?
very
Are
loud
you
and clear.
experiencing that my voice is
loud and
breaking
clear, sir.
to get our
Very loud
feedback?
and clear. Let her check her end.
Please, you can unmute or you can just type to respond. I want to be sure that I'm that audible.
Very loud and clear, please.
Loud and clear.
Very clear,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank
Good
you,
morning.
Patrick.
Yeah.
So Mr. Patrick is saying that my voice is clear. So maybe Madam Onaji, maybe you can check your device. Thank you, Architect Mike. So Madam Onaji, kindly check your device. Maybe you can log out and log in again. All right, thank you. So we're looking at the dollar today. Today is a day for the dollar. We look at it also with a lot of caution because volatility is expected. If you observe, thank you, Shubando Asi. If you observe yesterday, there was no volatility, little to no volatility in the market. And that was because there was no fundamental. The only fundamental happened at 8 o'clock, and it was actually equal to forecast. It didn't really move the market as expected. And throughout the day, yesterday, there was no volatility. So even most of the setup we gave, even though they entered, the trade was triggered, but there was no sufficient volatility to push it through. But that may not be the experience today, at least especially later in the afternoon. In the morning, it's possible the market may drag also because the market is going to be preparing for this event. This is huge. 5 events on the dollar all at once. So there's a possibility dollar may drag this morning because, the dollar will be waiting for the outcome of all these events. So what's my view? My view is this. If we end up with a scenario where all the news comes out good for the dollar, that is all green, we should expect a lot of bullish volatility on the dollar. If everything comes out good for the dollar, that is, for the first 4, actual greater than forecast is good for the dollar. For the last one, actual less than forecast is good for the dollar. But then let's look at the colors. If the color gives us all 5 green, we should expect an extreme bullish volatility on the dollar. And if on the other side, the news comes out not to be good for the dollar, and we have all 5 red, then we should also expect, extreme volatility, in which case, the dollar will go bearish. That is, we could sell the USD JPY, USD CHF, USD CAD. The same thing if it's good for the dollar, we could buy USD CHF, USD CAD, and USD JPY. Now, because some of the news are not related, it's possible the data may also not come out either red for all or green for all. There might be a conflict in some of the outcome. Now, I'll show you what to do in such a case. Now, this is my own personal opinion, what I'm going to say now. The ones that I believe will carry more weight in this event will be this: the retail sales, the unemployment claims, and the core retail sales. These 3 will carry more weight than the other 2. Now, if you have a scenario where you have some of them green and some of them red, whether 2 green, 3 red, whichever case it may be, I will advise to trade with a lot of caution. Because like I said, some of them will be more volatile than the other. The unemployment claims are fine, especially unemployment claims and retail sales will even be the most volatile out of these 3 events. So if both of them come out conflicting against each other, in fact, if these 2 conflict against each other, I will advise you even stay out completely, because these are the 2 major drivers of these, events. Retail sales, unemployment. And the retail sales is a key economic indicator. And unemployment claims is, directly related to employment. Generally, the events that move the market most, you have employment news, retail sales, employment, retail sales, interest rates, GDP. Those are the major ones. So to have retail sales and core retail sales, they are still closely related. This PPI may not move like the others, it may not. But then those 3, they are the major ones. So if they come out in a conflict, or better still, you just see 2 red, 3 green, kindly pause. Don't take a trade yet. Just wait. You cannot wait if the market will go in the line of the technicals in such instance. Now, I'll go over to my MetaTrader and show you what the technicals will be saying also. But then I need to establish this first. If it is a red all through, please sell. If it is a green all through, please buy the dollar. But if it is some red, some green, kindly pause. In such instance, we need to see if the market will now align on its own with the technicals after some few minutes. Because when you have some red, some green, what happens is that it will lead to a spike, like what happened at the NFP last Friday. It will lead to a spike. It will be buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. And in that instance, even if you put pending order, it's a possibility that your pending order could get hit on both sides and may turn to a losing trade. So in such instance, when there's a conflict, just stay out. And please, I want to tell us to, when it comes to news trading, as much as we do encourage that you trade news with a lot of caution. Trade news with proper risk management. If you observe, when I talk about trading news, I always tell you, don't dump too many currencies into it, saying that, oh, the moment dollar is buying, then I can buy all the USD JPY, USD CHF, USD CAD, and also dump all the Euro USD and dump all of them. No, don't do that. Because, see, we don't control these things. We only give you information based on the knowledge and experience we have. Don't trade more than maybe 2 of any instrument you want to trade. Maximum at all. If at all you want to trade more, It shouldn't even be more than 2. Just stick with 2 and watch how it plays out. And please don't trade with high lot size. You could be risking your account. We tell you the truth, this is PU Prime. We're after you trading and making money and also getting out to trade. So please take note of all these things I've said. So let's go over to the technicals now, and I'll show you what is in stock from a technical perspective ahead of this news release. All right. Now, this is the dollar index on the 4-hour time frame. I said it at the beginning of the week that I hold a bullish outlook on the dollar. Yeah, Monday we had some slight bullish movements. Yesterday was quiet, but today looks like the bulls will be moving on the dollar, because what I'm seeing is that, from the daily time frame, we had this to the setup from Monday. We had a key level, or we have a key level rather, where we have a support, a resistance, a support again, and a support. And we expect a bullish breakout from there. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, price, came again to test that support level yesterday with a rejection candle. And currently what I'm seeing the formation of a double bottom pattern, which will lead to a bullish breakout. So if the news this afternoon favors the dollar, then it will support my technical projection, which will lead to, a bullish breakout on USDX. That's the dollar index. Dollar index is already forming a double bottom pattern. So if you have a green all through scenario, you can comfortably buy the dollar. You can buy USD CHF. Okay, let me not be specific now. Let's talk about the dollar index. Then we're now going to each of those individual currency pairs. But for now, dollar index is bullish. The current candle, you can see, the previous candle rather, is like an engulfing candle, very big one. So we expect bullish continuation from there. And please, that I said it's forming a double bottom pattern, I did not say you should end by buy now. Just wait till the news is equally released. Now, one of the scenario, if the news gets released and it's not, it's not good for the dollar, it's possible. If that happens, price will retrace back into this support zone. It may range there for a while before it continues in this bullish direction. But personally, I hold a bullish outlook, and I'm more favorable towards a bullish outcome, when the news is released. And that's for the dollar index. So we'll go to the dollar instruments, the specific dollar instrument that will likely move during this, news release. And what I have here is the USD CAD. USD CAD shares a kind of a similar structure to what we have on the dollar index. We have a support zone on the daily time frame, and on the 4-hour, we are also seeing a pattern that looks very close to a double bottom pattern being formed, which will lead to a bullish breakout. So if the news comes out to favor the dollar, then we will have a bullish breakout on the USD CAD. Now, in a situation where you don't have all the events, being green for a buy, maybe some green, some red, like I said, wait and see what happens in such instance. Sometimes after some few minutes or like 30 minutes, it's possible the effect of the news may wear out and the technicals may take over. So if the technical takes over and the price continues bullish, you may buy them. But if there's a conflict where you have some sell, some buy, don't trade immediately. Just stand down. I always tell us, 3 things we do in Forex trading. You can buy, you can sell, you can stay out. You need to learn when to stay out. It's not all the time you must, don't be a trigger happy trader. You just want to trigger buy or sell. No, there are times you have to learn to stand down and watch what will happen first. If all things go as planned, we should have a bullish breakout, on this trade. And it's possible. It all depends on how volatile the market may be. Eventually, this may turn to a swing trade on the 4-hour time frame for USD CAD. Now, what happens in a scenario where the news comes out not to favor the dollar? It's possible it's going to be a sell, so the movement will not be as much as if it were to go in the bullish direction. It just be a shorter movement after which price may reverse back, into the bullish direction. So generally, I hold a bullish outlook on the dollar pending the outcome of that news. And the other dollar pairs are not looking so strong as what we have on the USD card. Next, I'll look at is the Euro USD. Now, Euro USD, I hold a bearish outlook, which I told us on Monday. And now price went back, and hit the resistance zone with a rejection candle yesterday. So technically, we're looking for a bearish breakout on Euro USD. And we equally have a rising wedge. So if price breaks out, and this is also a kind of turn, so it's not a sharp one, but it looks a lot like a double. And even if it's not a double top, it's a perfect resistance from where price will break out with the fact that we have a rising wedge. So if the news favors the dollar, we should also expect Euro USD may sell. Excuse me. If the news favors the dollar, Euro USD will go in the bearish area. So you are either buying a USD card or you are selling a Euro USD. Don't buy USD card and sell Euro USD at the same time. No, take one. Always go in one direction. It's safer that way. So I'm bearish on Euro USD. And I'll look at gold. At least let's sort out the major ones that have the dollar. Then we'll now go to other instruments that are just general trades that have nothing, directly tied to the dollar, but may move after the news. So I'll look at gold. Now, I told you on Monday that I'm bearish on gold. On the the weekly time frame, we have price trending up. And price hit that level the third time, to close last week. So technically, we're looking for a bearish breakout on gold this week. Now, gold sold a little, according to my weekly analysis, generated about 175 pips. Then I think that was a Fibonacci 38.2 or so. Then we had some retracement, and currently gold is about to break out downwards. Now, on one side, this may look like, I think when I was analyzing this yesterday, I said I was seeing a head and shoulder. If it still holds, then there's not a perfect one. I'll tell you when it's perfect and when it's not. But that's just the close thing I can see, at the moment. This shoulder is not that sharp as expected, but we have a head, and this is already a sharp shoulder. So if the news favors the dollar, we may experience a bearish movement on gold. So if the news favors the dollar, we could buy USD card, or we could sell Euro USD or gold. So that is for the news. We are trading either USD card or Euro USD or gold. A buy for USD card, a sell for Euro USD, a sell for gold. But please, I want you to know that this setup on gold is a 4-hour setup. So you need to trade gold with a lot of caution because volatility may be expected. So trade, okay, I think it's clearer now, even on 1 hour for that head and shoulder compared to 4 hour. The 1 hour is clearer. So this is gold on 1 hour. So we expect a bearish breakout. At least if it breaks out, price will get to that support level at about 133 pips, which is good enough for a day trader. If it drops to that level, you can just pick your profit and get out of the trade. So I'm bearish on gold ahead of the news. So that's it for the news for all the 5 events. I'm looking at USD card, Euro USD, and gold. Now, there are other technical setup that I have here that is not related to gold, to dollar rather, but may move after the news. See, generally, fundamentals move the market. So when there are fundamental events, even other pairs will move afterwards. So I'll be looking at GBP CHF. I'll be looking at GBP CHF. I've held a bearish outlook on this instrument. Possibly the breakout may happen today. I hope so, because on the daily time frame, we have, even right from the weekly time frame, we have a downtrend to the daily. And on the 4 hour now, what I'm seeing, which is what I've mentioned, I think yesterday, is the head and shoulder being formed. which should lead to a bearish breakout. So I hold a bearish breakout, a bearish direction on GBP CHF. It's a 4-hour trade, it's a swing trade if all things work out as planned. However, for those who are scalpers, you can actually possibly make an entry on 15 minutes because this is what I'm seeing on the 15 minutes time frame. If price breaks out on 15 minutes in the bearish direction, for those who may be scalpers, that may just be an early entry for you. All right, so this is what I have on 15 minutes. So we may have an early breakout, right from the 15 minutes. But if you're a swing trader, just wait for the swing breakout. And for the swing breakout, that will be when price breaks below the neckline, below that line, that neckline line. That's where you have your entry for a swing trader. So you trade it according to your trading style as a person. So I'm bearish on GBP CHF, and same thing, I'm bearish on GBP CAD. I've been on this one since Monday. Maybe today is the day to break out because the little volatility in the market has not encouraged this GBP CAD to break out. Hopefully, the breakout may happen today. Let's just see how it goes. Because I was telling somebody last night that it's forming. We have the perfect rising wedge right from the weekly time frame resistance. So I'm waiting for price to break out below this minor support level. Once a new candle breaks out below this level, please trigger a sell on GBP CAD. Now, this setup I'm giving, they're actually swing setup. So if you are not a swing trader, kindly just hold on this. We are bearish on GBP CAD. We've been on it since Monday. Maybe the breakout will happen today. Currently, RSI is below 50 and MACD is below 0. So all we are waiting for is for price to break out below the minor support to trigger a sell on a GBP CAD. And there could be a huge profit potential to this trade because to Fibonacci 50 will net as much as about 90 pips, and to Fibonacci 1.8 could give as much as 140 pips roughly there. So that could be a good one if you are a swing trader. Don't miss it. Just watch out for the bearish breakout on GBP CAD, GBP CHF. And also, Euro CHF is another instrument that may be breaking out. It's a swing setup also. So it looks like today is the day for the swing. On the daily time frame, we have a downtrend. And currently, price on the daily is trading around that trend line. So we expect a bearish, breakout. And if you go down to 4-hour time frame, this is where we are. So if price breaks out of this current setup, you can trigger a sell on Euro CHF. So we can see that GBP CAD, GBP CHF, and Euro CHF, they are all bearish biased on the 4-hour time frame. And finally, I have just one more, which is really a day trade. So day traders can take note of this, and that is Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand is, I have a bearish setup. Now, for this one, I remember telling us on one of the days, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, that on the daily time frame, we actually have price hit but I think it's clearer on the weekly. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah. On the weekly time frame, we have price hit a resistance zone on the weekly. So on the daily, I remember telling us about 2 days ago that I was seeing a head and shoulder which should break out downwards. And I can zoom down again to 4-hour and 1 hour. Now, currently, before that breakout on the second shoulder, because it looks like price has been kind of ranging lately, and that's understandable because there was no volatility in the market yesterday. So the market was just ranging. So I can draw a rising wedge on the 4-hour, which I can scale down to 1 hour. And wait for a bearish breakout on the 1 hour. So we have a rising wedge on 1 hour, and we can wait for a breakout downwards and target the next, the major support level as the take profit level, at which point price may hit close to 100 pips. Now, this is intraday, so if you're a day trader, please watch out for this breakout. Especially after the news. Please, this one should be after the news. Before the news, the market may not really move. Since the news is about 5 events, but I don't really expect much volatility, except if you find one yourself. But then generally, from experience, market may not move that much until the news is released, and then everywhere will catch fire and we'll see a lot of volatility. So take note, I'm bearish on Euro New Zealand. All right, so that's all from my end, analysis-wise. I'll take other people's requests now. All right, Shubani is asking, can you explain the difference between swing setup and intraday setup? There's a big difference. There's this topic, we talk about different categories of traders. Say that there are scalpers, there are day traders, there are swing traders, and position traders. Scalpers are fast-paced traders, and they trade on small time frame, between 1 minute and 15-minute time frame. Day traders trade on the daily time frame, 4 hour and 1 hour, and their trade is expected to be executed within the trading day. Meaning, for a day trader, if he opens the trade this morning, latest by afternoon, evening, he has to close it. While a swing trader is a more relaxed type of trader, a swing trader is looking at bigger time frame, like weekly time frame, daily, and 4 hour. That's why if I talk about swing, I'm talking about your entry being on 4 hour time frame. Now, for that kind of trading, your trade can run from a few days to a few weeks. Now, that is not ideal for an intraday trader. An intraday trader trades strictly, his entry is based on 1 hour time frame, while his scalper's entry is based on 1 or 5 minutes time frame. Sometimes people can use 15 minutes for entry for day trading and it's still okay. But the idea is that for day trading, within the trading day, you open your trade and close it. You don't carry your trade to the next day. Whereas for a swing trader, his trade is more relaxed. His trade can last for days and weeks, at a stretch. So that's the difference between a day trader and a swing trader. All right, Mr. Odeme Uda is asking that I check on BTC. So we'll go over to BTC USD. BTC is the long-term bull is really here. It's really heading upwards. But the question is, can you enter now? Like I said yesterday, I remember telling us clearly on, I think it was Monday or so, that I would rather wait for a retest and a continuation. And that has happened, for BTC breaking out upwards further. But currently, it's trading around a minor resistance level. So I would suggest that you wait for price to break above this current level before you can trigger a buy. It's already in an uptrend. You can see price is trading around a resistance level. So if price breaks out above and retests, then it will continue further. So that's my outlook on the BTC. I'm sure I'll understand forex trading one day. Definitely, yes. See, you need to just have a positive attitude. Even if now the thing looks complex, you need to learn to devote time to learning. So I don't know where you're located. If you're based in Lagos or Abuja, you can go to our offices at these locations, or you stay in the environment of Lagos and Abuja, maybe, in the outskirts of the city. You can go to our office in those locations and get trained, or you can always join us online, for our online sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays and possibly on Fridays. But also, there's a lot you need to learn to devote time to knowledge, to acquire the knowledge. But then we're here to also help you. So we'll make trading a lot easier at BU Prime. Can follow the way we trade. And if it's still a little complex for you, you can also get our PU profit scanner. That makes trading a lot simplified, and you can get started making money, straight away. So that should even be your best option for now, because the scanner just means you understanding how colors work. You can understand red color is for sell and green color is for buy, and you're good to start making money, with forex trading. So I would even recommend that for you, as a starter. Later on, you can devote more time to other things. So get started with a PU profit scanner. You can reach out to your account manager to guide you through, or you can reach out to me. I'll be available to assist you to get started. And UK 100, Paul Chicks, okay? I think Mr. Paul is the only one trading this UK 100, and it's good. So I'm trying to flip over to UK 100 now so that I can give you the analysis on it. All right. So, okay, we expected the bearish breakout yesterday, but the thing, went bullish. It broke out a little. That was after the news, I think, and rather reversed. Okay. So what's going to happen today? So that means that setup didn't really work based on the outcome of the news. Okay, so what happened today? It's still trading around the resistance level. It's still trading around resistance zone. Let me use the word zone, not just a whole number. It's still trading around resistance zone, and there's still the possibility for a bearish movement. It's still trading around that resistance zone. So let's go to 1 hour. Currently, I must be honest, I'm not seeing any clarity on this instrument for now. I'm not seeing any clarity. So personally, I would just want to stay out until there is a clear setup. For now, I'm not seeing any. So for Mr. Paul, just let's stand down for now until there's clarity. Okay, Ernest Lawrence, GBP, JPY. GBP-JPY also, okay, I think I'm seeing something on GBP-JPY. For GBP-JPY, we may have a scenario where we have a support turn resistance. We have a support level here. Price broke through the support to become a resistance, and price may continue bearish. I know earlier we had a bullish outlook. That was on Monday on the GBP-JPY, but then see, these things are not fixed. It depends on a lot of market forces. So on Monday, we had price, hit a support level where we said it would go bullish, and it actually went bullish. Now we have a support turn resistance, so that should lead to a bearish movement. So I can flip down to 1 hour time frame and look at a possible entry, but I'm not seeing any now because the volatility seems to be a bit low. So I'll come down to 15 minutes time frame. I can draw a trend line right here. Okay, so this will be my advice for GBP JPY. This line up here is the resistance, is the support turn resistance, and price is trading around it. So what I would suggest you do is that you wait for price to break out below the trend line to trigger a sell. We're expecting a sell, but you need to wait for price to, for that sell to be properly triggered. That's on one side. On the other hand, just a minute. On the other hand, if this eventually turns out to be a head and shoulder, that's if you understand patterns, and this turns out to be a head and shoulder, you may have an early bearish entry. If it turns to be a head and shoulder pattern, in which case the neckline could be around this place, then you may have an early entry for a sell. But if that does not happen, wait for the main trend line below to trigger a sell. But generally, I'm bearish on a GBP JPY. All right, so that's GBP JPY. I think next is GBP USD. GBP USD, if you observe, I didn't mention it for the news. There's no clarity around it for now. Personally, I'll be very careful of trading GBP USD. We don't have any serious clarity around it at the moment. US oil, okay. US oil is trading in a range at the moment. You can look for a sell when price hits this resistance. So we currently have another resistance. So actually this place is a zone. It's a resistance zone. That's a reason. So price may reverse from here or at the tip, of that pattern, of that rectangle. So let's go down to a smaller time frame. Honestly, there's no clarity technically. I will advise you wait till after the news. There's no technical clarity for a sell for now. The only one I can see now is on the swing side, which is 4 hour. That's the only setup I can see. If price breaks, that resistance level is holding. We actually have a rising wedge, a perfect rising wedge on US oil. But then this is a swing setup. It's strictly for those who can trade swing. So price is expected to grow. But on the lower time frame, I'm not seeing any clarity at the moment. So if you're a trader, you want to trade this as a swing setup, you need to wait for price to break out, below the trend line before you can trigger a sell. So US oil is a swing sell trade or swing sell forecast. That's all I can give on US oil for now. That means a swing trader must have more money. Most likely, yes. Though sometimes there will be ways around it. Means it does. If they don't have much money, it means they will trade with a reduced lot size to accommodate their trades. Emmanuel Oko NAS 100. Okay, let's check NAS 100. Like I told us, many of these instruments will not really move until that news is released, because it's a dollar news and you have quite a number of it. Though this NAS 100 and US 30, like I always say that there seems to be a lot of fundamentals around it. Maybe this news may change that, outlook, because here, what I'm saying is a pure technical reversal pattern. I'm seeing a rising wedge and I'm seeing a head and shoulder pattern. Well, I will advise you wait till the news breaks out. If the news comes out, what's our outlook for the news? We are bullish on the dollar. Let's just wait till the outcome of the news before you take any major trade, especially around these indices. But then we have a head and shoulder. Let me go down to the 4 hours so that I can see it clearer. This is a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder. If price breaks out below the trend line, you can trigger a sell. But please trade with caution, because NAS 100 can be volatile. The indices generally can be volatile. but technically it's a bearish setup I'm seeing on this instrument. Is it proper to trade using 30-minute time frame? Yes, you can. It depends on your style of trading. That's why you need to identify, what works for you. Either you are a day trader or a swing trader. If you're a day trader, 30 minutes is okay. 30 minutes is not much different from 1 hour. That's why sometimes we don't even mention it because it's very, very close. If you want the real difference in time, you're looking at 15 minutes or 1 hour, because that 30 minutes, it's not much different from 1 hour like that. So yes, you can use 30 minutes to trade. You're welcome, Mr. Shobande Wasil. So Joe Bilano, what happens when MetaTrader malfunction? I need not explanation on that, sir. What happens to your MetaTrader?
Hello, sir.
Is Mr. Soju Bilano there? What happened to your MetaTrader? Let's know specifically what happened so that we can give you the right advice on what to do.
Is on MetaTrader
While
5.
we are waiting, you can either unmute your mic or type it. I'll read it.
Okay.
Temitope is saying I'm in Abeokuta. Wow, my Abeokuta people, good to see you on board. I think Mr. Neil will be in Abeokuta today. So if you have any, business or anything you want to sing for, you can go to that same venue we used at the bunkers. Mr. Neil will be there today to, support the Abeokuta people. GBP JPY, I think we've looked at GBP JPY already. Our address in Lagos is at 54B Adeniyi Jones Avenue, Ikeja. Now, I'll type it and drop it in the chat box. So that person that is asking, maybe you want to come and visit us, you're free to. You're welcome in our office. In fact, we're having physical training today. So if you want to make it, you can come. Time is 11 a.m. So 54B PU Prime. B Adeniyi Jones Avenue, Ikeja. Okay, the building where our office is located is called Argos Building, 54B Adeniyi Jones Avenue. So feel free to come to our office. All right, so that's our address. Okay, Mr. Soju Bilan will be expecting you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think I've attended to virtually everybody. Just a minute, please. Okay, Mr. Sonny that is asking about GBP JPY. Like I said, if it turns into a head and shoulder, currently it looks like price is moving upwards. But if it breaks downwards, we'll be looking to take a sell on GBP JPY. The structure is changing from what I saw earlier. So I'd rather look out for a breakout on the bigger side. Let's ignore this smaller one. I mentioned that if it turned to a head and shoulder, but it looks like that is not happening. You may take a sell when price breaks through this other trend line here. So that's just it, because we are looking at a scenario of a support turned resistance on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you have price hit a support which turned to a resistance. Technically, we should look at a sell trade. So that's what informed our decision to look for a bearish setup on GBP JPY. Okay, so I think I've attended to that. All right, so that will be all this morning. Please, I want you to trade safe and have a great day ahead. Please practice proper risk management, especially when trading news. It's very important so as to preserve your capital. All right, bye-bye, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Very much, sir. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.